If you're like me, when I started playing Hunt Showdown, I thought melee, like most other games, where it's a weapon that is rarely used in important aspects such as PvP when it comes to most shooters, with most of its use cases boiling down to an ammo saver or mainly a last resort tool of some type. An important thing I will say is that I will not be going over things such as melee weapon stats and how much damage they do. It's just mainly because stats and damages can change over time, and that would make things irrelevant in this guide, along with how many different options there are, and I cannot go over every single melee weapon and every single situation that they'd be best in. As I played, I came to realize Melee and Hunt Showdown is a little more than just a silent tool for killing AIs, and how effective it truly can be when it's used correctly in the PvP aspect of things. Some important things to go over before we begin is knowing your controls. Melee weapons and tools are great in hectic in-your-face situations where the person with the faster reaction timing is typically the winner, and if you're too busy fumbling with your controls, it could definitely cost you that, and that's a feeling no one likes, which is why it's very important to have your controls memorized and be suited towards you. A great example of not knowing your controls and fumbling with them is this clip I'll show here when I was newer to the game and didn't quite exactly have my controls binded to how I was liking them, and I was still experimenting, and I'll let you see for yourself.
Good job, pro player shit. Stay on top of Doretta.
Around this moment, you could see where I start to panic and fumble with the controls, trying to pull out my knife, and I luckily get it off in time, but in a normal situation, I'd typically end up dying there if I were trying to fumble with my controls and take that amount of time just to pull out my knife. A very effective strategy of melee is using the element of surprise to your advantage. If the enemy doesn't know it's coming, then it makes it much harder for them to react appropriately to counter you. Here I'll show you a small example of a real situation that, using the element of surprise with a melee weapon, turned the battle in my favor instead. Looking a bit closer of what happened here, I killed a hunter, then I immediately got ambushed and chased by another. As I was retreating, I knew I was at a health disadvantage. With them chasing, I knew there was not enough time to reload my shotgun, and unless I was confident in hitting a headshot, the moment they rounded the corner, it would take 2 shots from my revolver to kill them. And the hallway to escape was not an option due to how long it would take to run through a narrow corridor. It would be truly a miracle if I didn't get shot in the back while doing that. I show a more simplified version here. This particular strategy works well when you know your enemy is being aggressive by giving chase. The next important thing to go over is knowing when it's appropriate to pursue a melee fight and when you should be changing your approach to the situation, because after all, melee is not an appropriate response for every situation.
Got one.
Here in this situation, you could see that I get revived, but the enemy in front of me gets up. I attempt to melee them and realize I have no stamina after being revived. Here I give chase, but due to me being out of melee reach and stamina, I decided it's better to just take out my gun, and that will be the case for you sometimes. Melee opportunities come and go, and you must change your plan accordingly to how things go. Lastly, what to know about melee is knowing where to aim. Some might not expect this, but melee damage is affected by where it hits on the body. I'll use this target as reference for a hunter. A hunter at full HP has 150 health in total, and all knives in the tool category do less than that, meaning that if you hit them in the chest, it'll take 2 charged up swings or stabs to kill them. And the only way to end it in a single swing for most melee is hitting the head. The melee in the stats, if it does not say 150 damage or over that, it will not kill in anything but the head. Know what your weapon is and know what to aim for. Reaching the end of this video, I just wanted to say thanks for watching and hope this brief strategy guide to Hunt's PvP Melee helps you at least a little bit. So, goodbye.